Hello everyone, welcome to the Planetious Leaders Walk the Talk. I am Rohit Korat, the founder of the Planetious Leaders series, where we celebrate the inspiring leaders who are driving positive change towards a more sustainable future. Today we have with us Mrs. Chitranjali Tiwari, who is a dynamic professional specializing in sustainability and climate change. With a rich blend of academic knowledge and practical experience, she excels as both a writer and a coach, driving impactful conversations and actions in her field. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's embark on this journey of sustainability. So, as an ESG sustainability consultant, what are some of the key challenges you have faced in helping organizations to integrate the sustainability and ESG principles into their operations and decision making processes?
Thank you, Rohit, for inviting me for this session. And answering your question, as an ESG and sustainability consultant, one of the key challenges I faced and we face in this industry is overcoming the resistance to change within organizations. So that there are many businesses which are used to the traditional ways of operating, and shifting to sustainable practices requires a mindset shift that
Yeah,
involves retraining employees, revising policies, and investing in new technology and new resources. The other challenge that we see is the complexity and the variability of ESG reporting standards and frameworks, which are usually very daunting for organizations to navigate, particularly if they are new to sustainability or they're too big to change their ways of functioning.
right.
Moreover, I think integrating sustainability also requires cross departmental collaboration, which can be difficult in organizations which work in
Yeah,
silos, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
convincing stakeholders of the long term benefits, financial and also the non financial benefits of sustainability initiatives, despite the initial costs and investment, is a big hurdle. So I
Yeah.
think some of the challenges we see as consultants while we try to convince or bring organizations on board towards the path of sustainability.
Right. Okay. So, like in your fortnightly newsletter for the sustainability beginners, what are some of the common myths or misconceptions about ESG and sustainability that you aim to educate your readers about? Can you share few examples?
Okay. So, in my fortnightly newsletter series that I started around 5 months back,
Yeah,
the purpose was simple. Like, I wanted to educate myself about sustainability
right.
and people like me who are starting their ESG journey, but they are overwhelmed by the plethora of topics and issues and concepts that keep evolving.
Yeah,
So that is why I started the newsletter, and that is why it's structured in two parts. The first
okay.
part covers the fundamental topics in ESG, and the second part discusses recent global and national happenings to keep us updated on the new trends and regulations. So, some examples of the topics that I've covered so far are understanding carbon offsets, the
Right,
good and the bad of carbon offsetting, right? Then uncovering the complexities of material and double materiality.
right,
What is this? How to simplify life cycle assessment, and among many other such topics. So
right.
my goal here is to ensure that we get the basics clear first, and as I progress in this series, I will start debunking some common myths and misconceptions about sustainability. But I think at this stage, I'm focusing more on creating a strong foundation
Right.
before tackling the myths.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, so drawing from your multidisciplinary background in pharmaceuticals like consulting, public policy research, and other domains, like how have you been able to bring unique cross-sectoral perspectives to your work as a sustainability consultant?
I think my multidisciplinary background in pharma, and business analytics, consulting, policy research, and across domains like environment, health, then pharmaceuticals, and many other domains. That allows me to bring a unique and cross-sectoral perspective to my
Right.
work as a sustainability consultant. So, for
Yeah.
example, my experience in pharma and business analytics has taught me the importance of regulatory compliance, about rigorous data analysis, which
Okay.
I apply to ESG reporting and assessments. So, consulting has equipped me with the strategic problem solving skills and the ability to tailor my solutions to diverse client needs. And then, my
Right.
public policy research background helps me in understanding the broader socio-economic impacts of sustainability initiatives, which helps me to advise my clients on both compliance and also strategic opportunities. So I think
Okay.
having these multidisciplinary cross-sectoral experience is very, very important in sustainability domain, because it's a sustainability project is comprises of so many different skills and expertise like technology, data analytics, research, writing, innovation, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. That if someone is working in just silos or in isolation, it's
Uh,
difficult to create something that is impactful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what's your advice for the aspiring sustainability professionals to develop in order to thrive in the field?
Sure. So, in my role as a career development coach, I've been taking multiple sessions with people who are kickstarting or maybe switching their career to sustainability. And my first advice to people is to ask themselves why they want to become a sustainability professional and
Yeah.
what do they understand by sustainability. Because a lot of times our concepts are very are sort of misleading and are driven by what we're reading on social media.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's very important to ask ourselves first, like as a professional, why do I want to enter this domain and what do I understand of this domain, right?
Right.
Second is that it is important to look within and then to identify
Mm.
your own strengths and
Yeah.
weakness. We have seen in sustainability the kinds of job requirements and the job descriptions, the kind of requirements, they are very, very diverse. Where
Right.
do you fit in? You have to identify and then hone that strength and work on your weakness so that you can be a fit in this sort of profession. So my advice would be that first you ask yourself why you want to enter this field. You try to introspect and you try to realize what are your strengths and how do you place these strengths in the sustainability domain rather than reinventing the wheel and then
Yeah.
trying to gain something that would require a step back. So I
Exactly.
recommend aspiring sustainability professionals to develop several key skills and competencies. Firstly, a strong understanding of ESG frameworks and sustainability reporting standards is very, very essential. So,
Right.
analytical skills are very crucial because you have to assess a lot of data, you have to measure impact. Then,
Mm.
effective communication skills are important in this domain because you have to advocate for sustainability initiatives and to engage stakeholders, diverse stakeholders for that matter. Project management skills are again very important because you have to plan and execute projects for sustainability initiatives. And then lastly, I think staying updated with the latest trends and latest innovations is
Yeah.
vital for continuous improvement and relevance in the field of sustainability.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely right. So can you share some insights into your writing and research skill and how you leverage these capabilities to educate and inform your clients and newsletter readers on sustainability best practices?
Sure. So I think my writing and research skills play a very crucial role in educating and informing my clients. By clients, I mean here in this case are the people who are reading my newsletter, subscribing to the newsletter on sustainability best practices. I
Right.
conduct very thorough research to stay informed about the latest developments and trends in the field. This allows me to provide evidence based insights and recommendations And through clear and concise writing, I can break down complex sustainability concepts into easy to understand and actionable information. So, whether it's through detailed reports, engaging blogs and articles, or the webinars that I'm doing, the webinar series that
Yeah.
I've recently started, all
Right.
of this is my attempt to make sustainability knowledge accessible and practical for the people
Yeah.
who want to listen to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Amazing work you are doing. So, same thing like we also want to do, and like we want to educate more and more people about the sustainability and like so how we are doing what we are doing. So, so that's what like I'm into that. And so, like as an experienced sustainability consultant, like what advice would you give to the organizations that are just starting to prioritize ESG and sustainability but are unsure of where to begin?
Okay. So I think very different for different organizations based on size, experience, domain, industry. But in general, I would say that for organizations who are starting to prioritize ESG and sustainability in or integrating it in their strategy, my advice is to begin with a clear understanding of the current impact and also set realistic and achievable goals, because often we see that one is that if they don't have a clear understanding of the current processes,
Yeah,
where do they stand in the sustainability domain, it is difficult to create strategies for the future. And
right.
on the
Yeah,
other hand, if you create or if you have goals that are unrealistic,
yeah,
midway during the implementation, the motivation is lost, the track is lost, and then eventually the policies or the initiatives are not successful. So to do that, I think conducting a sustainability audit can help the company identify areas of improvement and the opportunities for quick wins, right?
right.
And then it's important to engage all the stakeholders, as many as possible, in the process early on, right, to ensure a buy-in and collaboration throughout the entire process from beginning to the end of it.
Right.
Then the next advice would be to leverage existing frameworks and standards, so that when you are reporting, when you are doing impact assessments, you can follow a structured approach. And then lastly, I think companies should consider seeking external expertise to guide the process and provide insights based on best practices and industry benchmarks. Because
Right.
when companies work in isolation, they only think about their own operations and their own processes.
Yeah,
But when you involve an external consultant and expert consultant, they would help you identify what your peers are doing, what are the industry benchmarks, what are the best practices, and so it would give a more holistic picture of what's out there in the market.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
absolutely right.
overall sustainability is more like a journey, right? It's not a
Yeah,
one stop shop. So and a continuous improvement is sort of the key. Collaboration is the key here
yeah,
in
yeah.
system.
Collaboration is the key. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely rightly you said. So, like I think, like you gave the like very like insightful, like thoughts and like your views, opinions like about the ESG and the sustainability. So, like our the viewers like will love to hear you about like more about the sustainability like in the next conversation. So thanks for joining us.